Cincinnati's longest-running Sunday night sports show with Channel 9's John Popovich. He's got more than just scores. He'll bring you the story behind the athlete. He's got the inside track on all your local stars and the ability for finding the unusual. There's only one place to find the ultimate in Sunday night sports, sports of all sorts with John Popovich. Catch it Sunday night at 11:30 right here on Channel 9.
Just when you thought you heard it all, there's no place like Oprah.
This is so embarrassing, isn't it?
1 million satisfied customers cannot be wrong.
Catch Oprah weekdays at 4.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Channel 9.
Welcome to the Ball Report, a weekly roundup of high school sports, from the courts to the courses, from the fields to the field houses. This week's Ball Report is brought to you by Cincinnati Metropolitan College. Now your host, Gary Ball.
Good afternoon and Merry Christmas. Welcome to the Ball Report for Sunday, December 25th. We have another exciting show for you this week in area high school sports. This week's stories include: a Wyoming high school basketball player has proven that a handicap is no problem. Simon Kent wrestling team is out to prove that their state championship 2 years ago was no fluke. And Anthony Munoz will take us to Walton Verona High School for this week's High School Profile. Plus, we'll journey into the locker room to visit with North College Hill head coach Steve Collier. Plus, we'll have highlights from earlier in the week in basketball action. Stay with us.
I've spent 20 years in higher education administration. I've learned a 4-year degree is not for everyone. A short-term program will meet the immediate needs for many of you. Whether you want to learn new skills or upgrade old ones, CMC is the place to be. Our students come from all walks of life. They study under a highly trained and experienced faculty. They go out with skills and confidence into rewarding occupations. Our students work hard. If you're ready to accept the challenge, perhaps CMC is the place to be for you.
Looked all over for that one part? Bet you didn't look at Bessler Imports. We have 10,000 parts in stock. At Bessler Imports, you'll save up to 50% on guaranteed used parts. We deal with a huge variety of vehicles, including Audi, Nissan, Chrysler, Toyota, Mazda, and Honda. And if we don't have it, we'll find a place that does, free. We offer quick, efficient, friendly service, all to make your trip to Bessler Imports worth your while. Come on out to Bessler Imports, located off 275 by the Greater Cincinnati Airport.
This is your car?
I know. It needs some work. It needs new brakes, needs some body work, but it especially needs new tires. These are shot. I'm going to be driving all over town.
Why don't you just go to Neltner's?
Neltner's? What do they do?
You can do just about everything. They got a body shop for your body work. They can fix your brakes. They got a great deal going on Goodyear Riva tires. Only $29.95 each. I just got a pair myself.
Neltner's. Thanks. I'll check them out. Still need a ride?
No thanks. I'll walk.
Neltner's in Newport, Kentucky.
Joining a team is one way to take on a challenge. But when a handicap adds to that challenge, the desire for competition is obvious. Freshman Michael Pearl of Wyoming High School has a healthy appetite for competition, despite the fact that he has only his right hand to work with. He is a forward on the freshman boys basketball team, plays football, swims, and runs track. Michael's basketball coach, Timothy Jetting, sums up what makes him so valuable to these teams.
He's a hustler. He's definitely one of the leaders of the team, and he's an asset to the club, no doubt about it.
Michael's positive attitude is another asset for his teams.
I just want to do the best I can do in anything I do. Whatever I be, I just want to be the best in.
But how did his teammates react initially to his handicap?
They were kind of shocked when I came out at first, and then they saw what I could do and saw how good I was or battle or whatever. Then they treated me like any other person on the basketball team.
Michael is a standout who piles up assists rather than points at the offensive end. However, he is beginning to contribute in the scoring columns as well. Does his handicap work to intimidate opponents and therefore becoming an advantage?
First of all, they kind of look at me kind of funny, and then they just, then they treat me like any other person on the basketball court. So.
Michael has been playing basketball since the 6th grade. so pure skill and drive landed him his position on the team. He's hoping it will pay off even more by helping his team to a championship season, and it just might happen if every member of the Wyoming team plays with as much drive and determination as Michael Pearl. In the serene suburban atmosphere of Independence, Kentucky, a powder keg is about to be released. As Northern Kentucky's best-kept sports secret, the Simon Kent wrestling squad takes to the mat. For the past 2 seasons, the Pioneer wrestling team has toiled in relative obscurity. This year, Coach Danny Mullen's crew is seeking to break into the spotlight by establishing a true state wrestling powerhouse. In 1986, the Pioneers went undefeated in dual meets and stunned everybody by carrying off the state championship trophy. Last year, with all of Northern Kentucky gunning for a win against the defending champs, Simon Kent went 14-3 and finished 8th in Kentucky. This season, people are again doubting Danny Mullen's grapplers, but the squad appears primed for another state championship.
I think it's possible with a lot of hard work, and the team's dedicated, and we've got a great attitude so far. That's probably been the biggest asset that we've had so far. The kids really want to prove that they can get the job done with the tradition that's here, and they want to make sure that that tradition continues, and we're off to a pretty good start so far.
Most of this year's doubters looked at the facts in assessing the season squad. The 6 state qualifiers from last season are gone, 5 have graduated, and the other has relocated to North Carolina. Still, the Pioneer team returns 8 lettermen, with most having 4 to 5 years of wrestling experience, but not much experience at the varsity level. Coach Miller and company are banking on the squad to grow into a formidable unit as the season progresses.
We'd like to take as many guys as we can down state. It's going to be hard because we're starting out, we got a lot of unexperienced guys, but we're hoping to place the top if we can in the state and possibly win a conference.
140-pound senior Eric Miller will be a catalyst for the Pioneer team this season, a 1988 campaign that the Simon Kent wrestling team hopes will solidify their position as a state wrestling powerhouse.
The Locker Room is brought to you by I Can't Believe It's Yogurt, with 4 greater Cincinnati locations: Marymount, Florence, Fort Mitchell, and Erlanger.
Welcome back into the locker room. Steve Collier, the head basketball coach for the Trojans of North College Hill, joins us. First off, Steve, congratulations for being 11-0 this year.
Thank you very much.
Are you surprised that your ball club's gotten off to the great start you have?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought we'd have a good start, but I never thought we'd be 11-0. Especially playing that many games before Christmas. You know, there's a lot of slippage in basketball where you don't get up for every game, and we were playing 2 and 3 games a week, and so, you know, I was expecting a lot of wins, but not 11-0.
Coach, you played major college basketball. Do you think the players at the high school level respect you for that, or is that a hindrance to you as a coach?
Oh, I think it's helped me. Playing college basketball, being exposed to a lot of different coaching philosophies, and playing the game for so many years and seeing so many game situations. That's probably helped me the most, just living through a lot of overtimes, crucial situations, playing in tournaments, and those help you when you become a coach, because you've seen the situations and you know what to do and what not to do because you've learned by going through those experiences.
From playing major college basketball, you obviously see a lot of talent out there. I see you at the games, so I know you're out there scouting. Who are some of the players in Greater Cincinnati who can play Division I major college basketball right now?
I think you got to look at Woodward and Withrow. You know, they have the players that can play. You know, they just have a lot of talent, and you can take 2 or 3 players off each team, and they can go college Division I. And so they're loaded, and the coaches do a great job with them, and people just don't realize how much good basketball talent we have here in Cincinnati.
Steve, Dave Harmon's back for you this year. He's from that Harmon family you've had at North College Hill. You coach Tom, Eric Sears, but you have a lot of other players, talented players back at North College Hill also.
Dave Harmon comes from a list of brothers, and they've all done great at North College Hill, and he's the last of the Harmons, so he's going to go out with a bang, and he's doing great for us this year. Eric Sears is doing a great job of shooting for us. He's last few games he's averaged like 23 points a game, and he's just really shooting the ball well, 3-pointers. Tuesday night we played Taylor, and he came in, had 28 points and 4 3-pointers. So he's been picking up on the scoring a lot. The big surprise on the team are Jeff Peters. He's a 6'6" center, a true center. What I mean by that is he's inside, and he does a great job posting up, blocking out, playing defense. So he's been a real key to our program. And the other player that surprised us is Britt Mallett. He's 6'2" forward. He transferred in from Indiana. He came here last year and came to school in February, I believe. And you know, we saw him in gym class, shooting a ball and dunking a ball, and we said, hey, this kid can play. He looked like a street player. You know, he was kind of unpolished, but a lot of natural ability. So, you know, I wasn't sure if he'd help the team or not. But then after the first day of practice, I knew that he could play, and he would be a big factor in our team.
Steve, last year you lost the big game up at Dayton at UD Arena in the tournament. This year it seems like North College Hill is a team of destiny.
We've been to Dayton 2 out of 3 years with Harmon and Sears, and they said, yeah, Dayton's fun. We like going to Dayton, but we want to make a name this year, and we want to go up, and we want to go to Columbus this year. So that's the goal that those two have set. It's carried over to the rest of the team, and you can just see it. They're very serious in practice. There's no goofing off, and when they step on the floor, they're ready to practice. I'm going to give them some time off over Christmas, and they didn't like it. You know, they wanted to practice, but I think after playing 11 games already that they needed a break. So we're going to take a week off and then come back and hit hard.
Coach Steve Collier, the North College Hill Trojans, thanks for being with me, and good luck to the Trojans the rest of the year.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Pits. My life was the pits. No job and no money. So how did I get the new car? How did I change my life? Cincinnati Metropolitan College. I trained here as an executive secretary. Been promoted twice. And I didn't have to go to college 4 years. But wait, there's more.
My ticket to a good income? Computerized accounting. CMC did it for me.
I trained as a medical assistant at Cincinnati Metropolitan College. Graduated in just 1 year. Now I have my own apartment.
It's all here at Cincinnati Metropolitan College. Call 513-242-0202. Call now to enroll. 513-242-0202. No one will hassle you, and financial aid is available. But you gotta call now, please. 513-242-0202. Get started. Cincinnati Metropolitan College. 513-242-0202.
Hey, Vern, it's time to conduct yet another official Ernest P. Worrell taste test. In one of these cups is Trout Dairy's pure spring water, in the other, regular old tap water. Okay, here goes. Ah, tastes fresh and clean. Oh, tastes like Pittsburgh. No doubt about it, this is my favorite. Yeah, it's the Trout spring water.
This week, the high school spotlight shines on Walton Verona High School in Walton Verona, Kentucky. Walton Verona, Anthony, a school that has produced Steve Coughlin.
This is also a school that has tremendous community support in spirit and financially.
Anthony Munoz profiles Walton Verona High School.
Good things come in small packages. Teachers and students of Walton Verona know this and work together to make themselves the best they can be. Being a David in the midst of a Goliath league, Walton's philosophy is teamwork, illustrating that being small is not necessarily a disadvantage. With a student body of less than 400, Walton Verona is a strong competitor, athletically and academically. Bill Freeman, a science teacher, believes attitude is the key.
I think they have a real good attitude toward both. The students are real enthusiastic when it comes to supporting athletics, but I think we see just as much enthusiasm for academics, and our academic program is real strong here, and we have a lot of support for that. We have the support of the school board, we have the support of the community, and the students sign up for those classes, so apparently they're supporting that program too.
Junior athlete Terry Courtney says that academics come first.
Well, I know academics come first, and the teachers stress that, and I think being an athlete, you have to, it gives you an incentive to do better on your academics, so you gotta do good in school so you can do good out on the court or whatever sport you play in, and the teachers behind you.
The small school atmosphere at Walton provides students with a strong one-on-one relationship with teachers. Brant Poor explains how this differs from larger schools.
I think one of the things that makes Walton different is everybody knows everybody else. And in a bigger school, you have 400 kids in your graduating class, and we don't have 400 kids in 7 through 12. And when you know everybody, it really makes a difference. you can be open and free with everybody and talk to them and just be yourself, basically.
Principal Bob Storer said that community members are active in showing support for the school. This year, an estimated $15,000 to $18,000 project was being considered for improvements on the baseball field. The school's athletic boosters provided $1,600 for materials and residents, and the city of Walton donated time and money to complete the project. Communication, Storer says, makes all of Walton's endeavors successful.
There's a lot of things different. I guess it's obvious that the size differentiates us, you know, from many of the other school districts in northern Kentucky, but in particular the communication that takes place between the community, the students, you know, the staff. There's not a whole lot of barriers out there, and any of them that do happen to show up every once in a while, we're usually able to handle it and get the communication back in order so everybody knows what's going on.
Leadership and a sense of pride are instilled in the students of Walton Verona. Teachers make them work for it, and students rise to the challenge.
I think the fact that I came from a small school and knowing, just having my pride and knowing that I came from Walton Verona and being a hard worker, which most of my teachers have taught me to be, and to try and strive and never quit.
Whether it's academics or athletics, teachers and students from this small school know that the bigger they are, the harder they fall. I'm Anthony Munoz for the Ball Report.
This week's player profiles are brought to you by the Pizza Tower, for the best pizza and service in Northeast Cincinnati.
In this week's player profiles, the spotlight shines on St. Henry, Elder, and Highlands. First up is Kevin Shea of Erlanger St. Henry, a 6'3" senior. Ron Don's St. Henry Crusaders were one of the top teams in Northern Kentucky last year with a super season and a super player in Brian Shea. Brian is now at Northern Kentucky University, but another Shea remains at St. Henry, and he's a fine basketball player. Kevin Shea is the main man of Ron Don's offense this year. Kevin averaged 10 points a game as a junior, and so far this year is averaging 17 points in his senior campaign. Kevin is an excellent three-point shooter and works hard at the game of basketball. Ron Don gives Kevin the highest praises, saying Kevin works at his game year-round. He is constantly playing basketball to improve his skills. Kevin is from a good bloodline. Maureen Shea is a star volleyball player at Notre Dame University. Laura's at Thomas More, and Brian is on scholarship at NKU. Kevin Shea is also a member of National Honor Society and plays baseball at St. Henry. The Crusaders are in capable hands this year with Kevin Shea. Our next stop takes us to Elder High School. The Elder Panthers of Paul Fryer off to a great start at GCL play this year, thanks in large part to senior Jimmy Hilbert. Jim was a defensive specialist for the Panthers, despite usually having to guard much taller players. Hilbert so far has held Russ Farmer of Kentucky's Clay County well under his average on a 3 of 15 shooting effort. Hilbert also held St. X's David Wolf to just 4 field goals. Jim can do more than just play the defense. In a crucial GCL matchup with St. X, he also scored 15 points and pulled down 7 rebounds. Jim Hilbert is also a solid student elder, ranking 35th in his class out of 275. He is a member of National Honor Society and is a student council executive board member at Elder. Jim Hilbert was also a member of Tom Griffith's football Panthers as a defensive back. He was first team All-City, first team All-GCL, and honorable mention All-Southwest. If Elder can duplicate a GCL title in basketball like they had in football, defense is the key in the GCL, and Captain Jimmy Hilbert is a defensive specialist for the Panthers. Our final stop is Highlands High School. When you look at the statistical leaders among the girls in the 9th region this year in basketball, the name Tina Saracasantis is very prevalent. Tina's a senior for Don Dobson's Lady Bluebirds and leads them in almost every category. Tina's the leading field goal shooter in Northern Kentucky, 49 field goals out of 86 attempts for 57%. Tina is 5th in scoring with a 19.2 average, among the leaders in free throw percentage with 17 out of 25 for 69%. A leading rebounder in the area with 54 rebounds in 6 games for 9 rebounds a game. Tina's also a leader on the court with great team spirit. Off the court, Tina's a scholar athlete with a 3.7 grade point average and a member in the National Honor Society and the always tough Fort Thomas Highlands curriculum. Tina also enjoys softball and was a pivotal player in the state tournament volleyball team this year for the Lady Bluebirds. The success of the Highlands Lady Bluebirds in basketball is in good hands with scholar athletes like Tina Saracasantis. We'll be right back with a look at this week's basketball action on the hardwood, including the matchup between Kings and Loveland as they hooked up Thursday night. Stay with us.
Met can put you on the fast train to success. Fast train. Get your career in high gear with faster, better training at Cincinnati Metropolitan College. Choose from computer programming, accounting, marketing, executive secretarial, travel and tourism, medical assistant, or electronics. Ready for a great career? Fast train. Call Cincinnati Met right away. You'll really like the new fast training system.
Lunchtime presents a special opportunity for those who work downtown. A great meal, quickly, at a good price. Diane's on Court between Walnut and Main. A full-service restaurant and bar, Diane's bakes its own croissants, muffins, donuts, and cookies. Luncheon specials range from taco salads to grilled cod. Fruit cheese trays and baked scallops rumaki are specialties of the house. Diane's also caters to meetings and office functions. Diane's, great lunch, great price, great location, on Court between Walnut and Main.
It's time now to go to the hardwood to take a look at last week's basketball action. For the Ohio Game of the Week, we go to Cape High School. A wild one tipped off at Cape as the Crusaders played host to the other Crusaders, Moeller. In the early going, Kevin Stallworth found the lane inviting and scooped it home. John Hilbert spots Joe Curran, who wheels to the basket, hangs, and scores. Stallworth shows good team play as he cuts off and bounces to Reggie Jackson. Jackson looks smooth on this one. Cape shows good defense as Greg Tribble knocks it to Jeremy Patterson, who leads it to Mr. October Reggie Jackson for the jam. Moeller comes back to Joe Curran from the free throw line. He pops it, it goes out and pops back through for him. Moeller's Matt Messersmith has been a pleasant surprise this year, hitting from the baseline on this jumper. Cape comes back and lobs to 6'8" Vic Thomas as he spins for two. David Bell hits a three-pointer with 6 seconds to go as Moeller holds off Cape 74-72 in the upset. For the Northern Kentucky Game of the Week, it's a battle of two Class A schools. We find St. Henry traveling to Bellevue. Mike Swager's Tigers of Bellevue off to a great 7-1 start this year. Crusaders' Brad Arthur, younger brother Billy Arthur, works to Kevin Shea. He works it around the perimeter, and they spot Brian Kiepert, who drills it from the right wing. We're tied at 51-51 with 1:14 to play when point guard John Mullins rings the bell for Bellevue. 41 seconds left, Tigers 54, Crusaders 51. Brian Kiepert this time, he spots Kevin Shea, and Shea tries it from three-point range and hits. It's 54 all. Bellevue has the leather. Lee Whitty hands to Ron Swope. John Padgett to St. Henry slips, and boom! Swope with an off-balance circus shot, and he wins it for Bellevue 56-54. The Tiger faithful smell an excellent basketball campaign. LaSalle at Dixie as Ohio meets Kentucky again. Lancers pressure early as Kenneth Danziger picks off Jamie Davis and flips to Ernest Petrie, who puts it up from the wing and is fouled by Jamie Davis. Dixie works it inside to Steve Odom, who banks it in from the paint. LaSalle's Scott Bubenhofer comes out to take this pass and drains the free throw line jumper. Jamie Davis can hit the three-pointer. Here Petrie slips off a little bit, and Jamie, with a picturesque form, hits the NBA three-pointer. Dixie's Trey Grayson misses inside, and Danziger is there to rebound and clear it out to Ernest Petrie, who drives the distance for the lay-in for LaSalle. Dixie's Jamie Davis drives the middle and dishes to Trey Grayson, who lays it in. We're at 36-31 in the close first half. Second half finds big James Ravenna. He starts to take over the basketball game for Hep Cronin's crew, here powering inside for two. LaSalle's pressure caused many turnovers. Jamie Davis is picked off as Mick Cronin clears it out to Denziger as he lays it in going the distance. LaSalle pulls away in this one as they up in Dixie 76-61. Another interstate rivalry found Paul Fry's Elder Panthers traveling to Newport Central Catholic to face the Breds of Mark Krebs. Newport Central Catholic in their home gold. Keller sets himself up on this beautiful play as he goes to Shiper. Shiper with the cross court to Steve, and the football great turn round baller hits the three-pointer. Sophomore Steve Pengallo is going to be a great one at Newport Catholic. He splits the defenders on this one and lays it up and over. Elder up early as Shiper gives to Tom Kriza, and Kriza banks in two. Newport Central Catholic shows good team play as Pengallo gives to Steve Rackers, who knocks in the home run for the three. Rackers inbounds to Steve Pengallo on this one, but throws it a little bit too far. Pengallo chases it down on the side court, throws it into the wrong guy. Dan Austin of Elder goes to Dennis Pendergast, and he lays in 2 of his 14 points. John Shiper had another excellent game for the Elder Panthers. He finished with 15 points and was WTSJ Radio's MVP. Elder wins this one 81-61 over Newport Central Catholic. Another nail-biter is the Tigers of Loveland host Kings. Big John Westfall has been a key for Mike Ferroni all season long, showing here the ability to hit from the outside. Loveland demonstrates good teamwork as they spot Jeff Driver, who can hit the jumper, but in comes Brian Kane with the left-handed tap. Kings hung tough. David Mueller works inside to Chris Francis, who powers it in over big 6'6", Chris Flynn. Kings stayed right with the undefeated Loveland Tigers, but too much John Westfall. He finished with 22 points, Loveland 51, Kings 49. The Rockets of Claremont Northeastern were at home to host Finneytown. Kevin Farrell with a nice individual effort to the hoop. Wildcats show good transition, finished off by Chris Elliott. The big explosion for the Rockets came from Randy Ross, here banking in 2 of his game-high 26 points. Craig Spinner showed good rotation on this jumper. The Rockets' Tim Kelly with a nice inside move for 2 of his 10. The Bernie Cropper Rockets over Dennis Martin's Wildcats of Finneytown, 71-51.
If you haven't tried Super Crust Pizza, you simply missed the boat. The highest, crispiest, bubbliest pizza, you'd swear that it can float. Super Crust Pizza is a pie you need to know, yeah. We're talking about the roses, they're looking out for your dough. Super Crust Pizza, the roses ultimate sensation. Hey, Super Crust Pizza, take a crash course in pizzification.
In your move up the corporate ladder, you've always known where you were going. And how to get there.
Call Al Nash, Moving and Storage, serving Greater Cincinnati for more than 70 years.
Coaches, parents, and students, if you have story ideas or comments for the Ball Report, send them to the Ball Report at 1212 Sycamore Street, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45210. Or call us during regular business hours at 241-6262. That's the Ball Report for this Sunday. Don't forget to join Randy Wilson and me Tuesday night for St. X and McNicholas on WTSJ Radio AM 1050. That's the Ball Report for this Sunday. Don't forget to join us next week at our regular time, Saturday at noon on the Ball Report. Remember, keep your eyes on the ball.